Hi, everybody. This is Kathryn Troutman from Resume Place and 10 Steps to a Federal Job. I'm here today for a really quick webinar to tell you about what's happened with PPP-S. And as you can see on the screen, it is bye-bye PPP-S. It is over now. And what is replacing it is USAJOBS and the Merit Military Spouse Preference only. That's the new program now. It's not new. It was there before, but that's where the emphasis is going to be now, USAJOBS, federal employee announcements. So I want to just give you the background on what happened. There I am, Kathryn Troutman. There's the book, and I'll tell you about the book update in just a minute also. We got this email on May 22 from Fort Belvoir, and it said that there's going to be changes coming on PPP-S. And if you want to have this whole memo, I can send it to you. But basically, they're saying it's going away. And this is the attachment that came along with it. It says the reason for change is that the civilian personnel decided with the enterprise working group that they would streamline PPP and optimize the career transition for civilians. And so there were, yes, civilians. So there were 3 courses of action. They're going to keep the people in PPP who are RIFT. Those are the ones that are staying. And then the people that will leave PPP will be the military spouses. See that word transition? That means it's over. That's a good word, isn't it? So that's it right there. Spouses are out. And so when we are going to be teaching sergeants and lined up for military spouses, there's going to be some changes. And we rolled out the changes last week. And in this class, look here, Bobby's holding a cake. We made a cake for the bye-bye PPP-S. And this is the Military District of Washington where we taught a hosted class. This is me and Bobby and John. Look at that cake. Doesn't it look good? Well, I figured PPP-S deserved its own cake. So now we're going to come to part 2 of the STARS book, which, you know, came out last year, and there will be an update. In fact, what I'm going to do is, for the 10-step trainers, is send you all new PowerPoint, which is what I'm going to show you now, updated, part 2, and then also send you a new insert for the book for part 2. It's 19 pages that need to be updated, and then eventually I'll do a new edition of the book. So these are the new stars. I changed them because now PPP-S is gone. So number 1, learn about military spouse preference. Number 2, learn how to identify MSP in USAJOBS. Find the announcements, analyze the announcements, make a list of keywords, and write your USAJOBS resume. So no more, you know, make your appointment with your CPAC person, wait for your registration. Those days are all gone. So now we're going to have to learn about this little widget that's on USAJOBS right there, the wedding ring green circle, and we're going to learn about the military spouse preference. We got to talk about the executive order again because still it's the same thing. The executive order allows the spouses to apply in the federal employee announcements as a military spouse. So this still is here. It's the same. Who qualifies for this EO is the same as it was before, and these are the people who can use the EO to apply on USAJOBS. And the eligibility does not expire anymore. 2 years is gone. Now the big thing we always want to emphasize with these federal employee announcements is that veterans preference would not apply to the military spouse announcements, so that does help them a lot. And this new order, not the new order, this order applies to military spouse preference on USAJOBS in the U.S. and overseas. So these are the dates here that they sent to us. June 1, they were going to send issues to all the PPP people in the system. And on July 6th, all the PPP spouses will just be removed. So don't send any people down to PPP anymore because it's a waste of time. It's over. And then this executive order came out the same week that PPP ended. I really don't think they knew about each other, but this is exciting. President Trump wrote an executive order enhancing non-competitive civil service appointments for military spouses. I don't know if you saw this or not, but this is really good. And the big thing here is that they're going to promote hiring of military spouses of federal jobs. Wow, thank you for that. I've been wanting that. So I was shocked. I didn't even know this was coming. So they're going to be emphasizing spouses more. And this executive order tells OPM that they have to educate the HR people in the agencies better about how to use the military spouse preference and give them instruction. And I want to tell you here, I did a FOIA this year to OPM, asking them to please send me all of the training materials and content where they were training HR on 13473. They responded to the FOIA, and I'll share it with you if you want, except that what I found is that OPM was not teaching HR about 13473. They responded to the FOIA really nicely, but the information in there showed there was very little training. So that's awesome. So now they're going to do it, 180 days from May 23. And also, look at the second one. Beginning in the fiscal year 2019, agencies shall report annually to OPM and DOL the number of positions made available under the Military Spouse Hiring Authority. Isn't that great? So now a report is going to have to be done by agencies telling them how many military spouse announcements were posted. So this is really good news. I mean, the same week PPP-S ended, we got this. So I'm excited about it. So there's the widget. This is the USAJOBS page. It's pretty. I like it. And then again, now we go to the normal stuff that we did before. We want to have the spouse preference information added. I have to take PPP priority placement off of here, but I'll do it when I send you the PowerPoint. You're going to see military spouses in the announcements, you know, like it's everywhere. Here it is with the documents. These are the documents you need to add for spouse, the marriage certificate and PCS orders. And then here again, you upload these documents. Now, finding the announcements, there it is. See the widget there, military spouses. This is in the federal employee announcement. So you want to have your eye open for these. And there's a lot more of them posted now. They, like 6 months ago, you couldn't even find these, but now they're there because of this training, and you know, it's going to get better. So there they are. Look at the military spouse widget here and there and everywhere. You can click on military spouse at the bottom. There's 82 jobs available, and they'll all come up in a certain geographic area. And then this is an announcement for a military spouse announcement. All that language there is saying that veterans preference does not apply. That's a lot of words, isn't it? But the real thing is that for those announcements with the widget, veterans preference is not going to apply. But you know what? The military spouse is going to have to compete with the career transition people, the federal employees, and the veterans. So it's really competitive. And, you know, they call it a military spouse preference. It's actually not a preference. It's a program. So spouses are going to be equal with their applications. Their resumes have to be very, very good. And here it is. Now, you could apply to open to the public announcements. Also, no widget for spouses. It's just everybody, all the public people. And these announcements, veterans preference will apply. Now, you got to teach the spouses to really get those resumes great. Analyze the announcements. Would you really want this job? Look for the specialized experience, and then look for those KSAs so you can match the resume. Make sure you answer the questionnaire as high as you can. This is an example of an answer that you would give for this little box here. Everybody wants to know, what do I put in the box here? That's what you put in the box there. 2 sentences or 3, real short, saying why the experience is there. So you don't have to write anything big narrative. Now, these are the key words that you would use for that resume, that announcement I just showed you, to match it really well, because it's very, very competitive. The spouses are competing with, as I said before, the federal employees, the displaced federal employees, and the veterans, and even the people with disabilities. So it's big. It's a great big list of candidates. So these are more keywords. Top tips. So now this part, it emphasizes USAJOBS and the federal resume instead of the old way, PPP-S and option codes and all that stuff. So Bobby's resume here, again, has the spouse information up there, summary of skills. These are the headings that are really good. We have this right in Chapter 2 to keep the flow of USAJOBS, the questionnaire, and this great resume that will get the best candidates possible. Here's the story of KSAs, and I'm going to keep these key words because they're still good for USAJOBS. So That's it really. I just wanted to tell you that things have really changed. PPP-S is gone. Now spouses will apply on USAJOBS. They need to look for the widget and apply. Be very, very competitive. Write the best possible resume that they can. And you can write to me at Kathryn Troutman. I'll put my, well, you know my email. It's fine. Write to me and I'll send you the PowerPoint that's updated, and we will be sending you the new inserts for the book, 19 pages. If you have some of the books, you can just put the insert in there. But send me an email if you're ready to teach it and you want to come up to date. And thanks everybody, and good luck with your stars are lined up for military spouses training. Thanks everybody. Bye.